So welcome back to section 2 of the course, and as you know it's all about choosing pleasure, and we're looking at the third way, which is really simply to choose pleasure. You may want to listen to the third way of creating pain along with this third way of choosing pleasure, because they both take you inside to that level of choice that sometimes you're not aware of. In this situation, we're trying to become aware of how to choose pleasure. So the first slide, choose pleasure, and it really illustrates that inside our mind we have two choices, a choice for pleasure and a choice for pain. And in this segment, sometimes we'll use the word love and fear rather than pleasure and pain. And again, we're looking at that choice within our mind. You could describe it on the level of spirit, the level that's deeper within yourself. And we're wanting to create more awareness as to what we're choosing inside our mind. Resistance to choosing love. There's lots of resistance, not only to becoming aware of our choice for pain in our mind, but also resistance to realizing there's another choice, there's a choice for love. On one level, you don't really want to choose love, or you would. That seems like a good point. Why would we choose pain when there's pleasure or love to choose instead? And that's because we're not really focusing on what's happening inside, and we've got ourselves distracted. You want the pleasure of changing your circumstances. You want the power of changing your thoughts so you can control personal outcomes. Both these ways of experiencing love or pleasure by changing circumstances and changing your personal thoughts can distract you from realizing you can change your inner choice. Maybe you're not ready to change your identity and know that you're truly a loving being. So let's look at a few examples, because examples, as you know from previous segments, really allow what we're learning here to sink in on an experiential level and not just be an intellectual thing that we're learning. So if we return to the example that the last will of my father, which was done by my sister and brother behind my back, we know that the thought is, I've been betrayed. And so how could we change that thought and experience of betrayal? What would be an inner choice for pleasure? We're not looking at how you can change from having a thought of betrayal to that inner choice for pleasure in this segment. We're just looking at the end result. So what would be a choice for pleasure in that situation? The choice would be, I am love. I cannot betray love, and love will never betray me. I cannot lose my identity. So if we make that choice inside to remember that we are love, that we've never betrayed love, that love can never betray us, then we'll never have an experience that our sister and brother could betray us. We would never have an experience that they could do anything behind our back. We would have a totally different feeling and thought about what happens. I'm not suggesting that it wouldn't happen. What I'm saying is that if it did happen, you'd have a totally different perspective, a totally different experience of what was happening. You would see it in a totally different way because you'd be connected to the love inside. The whole thought of betrayal would be something that you haven't chosen, so it wouldn't be there. And if it's not there inside, you can't see it outside. The outer is a reflection of the inner. Another example of choosing pleasure, we'll return to the example, I have not enough money for paying my debts. And the thought is, I think I'm not responsible with my ordinary life. So the choice for pleasure, choice for love, in this situation could be, I choose to be responsible and allow awareness of my true power to return. So that inner choice for love is a choice to take responsibility for my inner sense of awareness of who I really am, to be responsible enough to allow that awareness to return to my mind. To know who I am inside is to take full responsibility for my life. And from that inner awareness, I will look out and know what to do and what not to do. It may be that I'm still in that situation where I don't have enough money to pay my debts, but I'll know how to look at it in a truly responsible way. I'll not be affected by it. I will know how to act in a way that's kind and loving to myself and to other people. I'll not see myself as weak but powerful, because I made a choice inside for pleasure rather than pain. So in the third example of choosing pleasure, return to the example of, I do not feel respected by a friend. And choosing pleasure is when I choose to remember my true self. Others cannot but respect and recognize who I am. So first of all, when I respect and recognize who I am inside, then others will see that too. I'll never be looking for respect from other people, from my friends or family or at work, because I've respected myself inside. I've made a choice for love inside myself, and that choice will be recognized by everyone we meet. They have a different awareness of who they are because they see on that level that I have respected and recognized who I am. So this example brings up the idea that when I connect to true pleasure inside myself, that it's not only me that benefits but other people, because on that level of inner awareness we are connected to everyone and everything in every moment. And if we remember that level, then we have relationships with other people, communication that's not just confined to words, not just confined to the physical. We're operating at another level, another awareness of inner choice. And so on that level we can be a reminder and support to other people without even knowing it. So I hope these examples have been useful about bringing to you the awareness of what choosing pleasure on the inner really is about. That you could see that that would be something that you would desire, something that you would like to remember, something that you'd like to be aware of. And in the next section, we'll look at how you can change your inner choice from pain to pleasure. But first we have some exercises to help you again integrate this experience.